Thanks for all the hard work you put on this team, man. To be up till 2 last night and back at them again at 6 o'clock in the morning watching tape, you're the man.
Oh man, hey, it's what we do this time of year. I was curious. I was actually, when Wolchuk and I got done last night at 1, I was honestly looking forward to when that film hit the box, because I was like, okay, how did they not finish this thing off? There's things that you wonder, like the whole thing with the fumble. You're like, we're talking in post game, and I'm like, God, what a terrible thing to have happen. And then you see, oh, it happened because.
But linemen get beat. You got to hang on to that rock.
Yeah. No. Well, but
take the TFL.
But your best guy, your best.
That's tough.
Your best guy, and that's the part about this game last night, is that it was your best guys doing things that kind of hurt you in the football game. Best guys make plays, and then best guys, when you need them to make that clutch play, then something happens that they don't. Because you're sitting there thinking like, okay, is it a backup guy? Is it somebody that it shouldn't be playing today that's causing you to not to have success?
No, it was your main guys.
It was your main guys, and that's what was really just kind of. And I said I wouldn't let this team get me mad.
Oh yeah, how long did that last?
Not long.
I don't think I was mad. I think I was
frustrated.
I was frustrated because I was frustrated in a selfish way, because I picked the 27-24 final.
Yeah, which it should have been.
And you go down there and score, and it's now you're.
Somebody picked 24-20.
Yeah.
And then you'd been double thumbing back to your chest.
Who
today.
picked 24-20? Did you pick
Yeah,
Cowboys?
I did.
Win?
I picked Eagles. No.
Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
See.
Yeah, I did
But you were
27-20 Eagles.
I was thinking a pass for them to win. I was, my whole day was like thinking about, wait a minute, now think about this and think about that. That's kind of what I have to do. If I told you this in the game, because I was just looking at a couple of things, and we'll get into who I thought played well, but if I told you that Saquon Barkley, the metrics, he faced a stacked box in that game, 8 or more defenders, 67% of the game.
I believe it.
This was more than 3 times the amount that he faced in 2024. Would you like to take a guess at how many yards? He had 12 carries. In those 12 carries against stack box for the Cowboys, and the Cowboys used to be they were a bad stack box team last year.
Yeah, they would be
really bad.
Really
bad.
Get through the first level and you were gone.
Barkley had 12 carries. How many yards do you think he had against those stack boxes?
30, 20.
27.
33. 33 yards.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. I was surprised watching it how well it really did work.
Well, how were they able to do that and contain A.J. Brown? A.J. Brown couldn't get open all game. It's a great question, and I would love for Broaddus to answer that. I do think part of it, man, I thought the safeties were tackling people.
Malik Hooker was thumping.
I thought Hooker was coming in and playing
Donovan
run.
Wilson late also came up and was playing.
I'll tell you what, Diggs was a big help in that game, and, to be honest with you, they needed to get Elam off the field.
Mm-hmm.
Elam.
What way? What was he doing?
Elam, they were going after. When they were trying to throw the ball, it wasn't so much at Diggs or at Bland.
Yeah, it was Elam.
It was Elam.
For sure.
They were trying.
But the one big play was on him.
Right.
The Dotson.
Well, and if you look at that play, and I know you did.
Yeah.
What happened was you give Smith a lot of credit for running the route that he did, because he holds Hooker in the middle of the field. Hooker has to honor the route that he ran. He couldn't get over, and there was that separation, and Elam tried to run it down. I mean, he really, really did, but he couldn't.
He's not fast enough.
He just wasn't fast enough.
That was the fastest play of the night, I think, with him touching 20 miles an hour.
Dotson's got some serious speed. He really does.
Yeah.
How would you get Elam off the field, though? Who would you play?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Diggs needs to play now. Diggs is starting, and then Bland's starting.
Oh, and then you go put Reddy in the nickel?
Well, you can even look at maybe it's a situation where, to me, I just don't start him. You know, if Reddy could be a nickel player, I would sure look at that. I mean, the things with Elam, I think in training camp were good. There's things in the game you're like, I see why. I see why I see some of the separation problems. I see some of the not coming forward and tackling like you need to tackle.
Yeah, because he's going to be the mark. Like we're talking about Adoree Jackson. Right. You mentioned Vach talking about find the scrub.
Find the scrub.
Teams are going to look at Kyrie and be like, that's who we need to attack.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, real quick, too, my second little point that I want to make here, the Eagles, they had, again, 12 carries between the tackles. 12 carries. This is your factor of with Osa, Clark,
Thomas,
all those guys. With those defensive tackles that we're all terrified of, 12 carries, how many yards between the tackles last night for the Eagles?
Man, I saw they smashed them. Let me get 25. Yeah, I would put it somewhere in there. They did a nice job in the interior.
Yeah, 20 something. I think it was like 1.3 yard per carry is the stat.
18 yards.
18
yards.
That's dominant.
See, that's what we talk about run defense. We say, tackles, edges, linebackers, but great job. I think that, the Cowboys front office was bragging about Clark. He made a difference.
He did.
At run defense.
Second play of the game.
He made a big difference there.
One of the big reasons to feel better about this team.
Yep. Zach, I'm with you on the whole Jalen Tolbert thing. I'm just saying that. I'm not going to talk about him much.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
But they need to kind of figure out something, maybe a little bit better plan.
They need a Cole Beasley type. They need somebody who can kill you underneath consistently. And I like Jake Ferguson and the violence and the big playability, but they need a Dalton Schultz type of tight end and a Cole Beasley type of slot. They need at least one linebacker and a running back. And, well, I don't know, maybe they don't even need a running back. But if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm thinking, like, how about this deal the Eagles did where you sold 10%, you got $1 billion to pay a bunch of players? This thing is close. Use the picks, trade for help, and go contend.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking today.
I
like that.
I just didn't see that Tolbert. And I wish, like I said earlier, I wish they would have got Pickens more involved in this game.
Were they decoying him?
No. They just
There would be times Pickens kind of was very lackadaisical on some plays.
The routes, and that's what I wanted to get into about the routes. The routes weren't what you would think. Like, I was talking about Smith running a route that helped
to clear.
That helped his teammate, that helped Dotson catch the ball. Pickens did not run the routes like
lazy. You can tell when it's a run.
I'm glad you saw that because I didn't want to come and just bash Pickens because he still did some good things, but there was some stuff I'm like, are you really engaged here?
I was thinking that maybe that it was like he knew that it wasn't coming his way, but there's things like you say the penalty he had. I don't know what he was thinking on that, but there were routes where it was not run as hard and as as you're like going, okay, he's trying to get open, he's trying to get the ball and all that. And I wonder if it's one of those situations where Dak's like, okay, I got a feeling what's going on over there, and I wanted him to get more involved, but the routes were a little bit of I think they weren't run at the level they need to be run at. Did you see anything else on that? I mean,
I agree with you. And then even some block, like early in the game, he put somebody on his rear. I think it was a Turpin catch, maybe.
A Lamb. It was a Lamb catch.
And he had a really good block, but then there were other times it's like, he's just kind of lollygagging in there, not really wanting to make contact and engage.
Yeah.
My reaction to the penalty was I thought it was a reputation call. I think it looked much worse than it did. When they put that on the instant replay, I thought he didn't throw him down. His arms might have moved in a direction that made it look like that.
Yeah. I think they call it clotheslining is what they call it. I think they called
up around the headgear.
Blow to the head.
That's what it looked like, I thought.
It was like I told Wolchuk, I go, my gosh, it looks like he's like bulldogging for the pro rodeo guys out here. I mean, he literally, it wasn't even a block. It was just like he jumps in kind of old school clotheslines.
Yeah.
Reed Blankenship in the neck, and I'm like, bro, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. You might get a situation like to say, I'm interested to see now what happens. We talked about the defensive tackles. I'm interested to see when Winfrey comes back, if in fact can he be a part. I think Jay Toia, was okay.
I thought he got better as the game went on.
Yeah, it was kind of like he was always seemed like to me just a half man away from making a play.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he was just a little bit more in this gap, there would have been a play. And they didn't give up anything inside, but it felt like, though, that there were some times where he could have been like right there and made a play, but he was just a half man away from making the play.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that is something that we'll see.
He inactive and Winfrey's active.
Exactly. I mean, maybe it's a deal where Mozzie and Jay are inactive, and then I totally agree with you guys too about Houston. I think Houston needs to play more in these situations, because I think a lot like Marshawn Nealon, he's good against the run, and then he could also do stuff with the pass or things. So just keep an eye on how those things will play out there. But I do like what the secondary did overall. I just feel like now that with get Diggs on the field full time again, get Bland there, maybe you find a way with Reddy Stewart. Maybe that's a little bit more of a nickel option for you that kind of gives you your best guys to be out there playing. But I thought overall those guys played pretty well.